Welcome to MeatsPad, a platform dedicated to sharing breakthrough knowledge that is accessible to the meats industry. On each episode, we will hear from meat specialists and professionals to talk about numerous topics in meat science, including animal welfare, meat production, meat quality, food safety, and so much more.
I'm not going to have anybody raise hands, listeners or otherwise, but how many folks out there have just grabbed the hot water hose and kind of just pushed the meat across the table, across the floor, towards the drain, and then let's call it a day, clean enough, right?
Right.
Or splash some magic solution, whatever that is, put it on the table, rinse it off, and away we go.
Yep.
Can you talk a little bit about the importance of mechanical action, mechanical disturbing? And I'm talking about scrubbing, right? I'm talking about elbow grease at this point. How important is that, and why, if it is important, why is that so important?
Yep. Exactly. So the first thing, like on all my talks, the one of the first slides you put up is the perfect solution doesn't exist, right? I wish I had a cleaner that I could come in and just spray the plant, walk away, rinse it off, and then we're clean and ready to start, right? So it leads nicely into what I usually try to show is the 4 factors of cleaning. It's going to be chemistry, right? We talked a little bit about chemistry. And then temperature, we talked a little about temperature. Time, time is very important too. Do we have enough, a time of exposure to the chemistry for it to work? And then finally, Phil, the 4th one, which you just brought up, because we did, although we did not trade notes, you were prophetic, and you come up with mechanical force, right?
Only because I've been in the business for a little while now.
Right. And those 4 factors, I always think of it as holistic, right? That's your whole cleaning program right there, and they all work together. And if you have to reduce one of the other 3 has to make up for it. So if you don't have the time to clean, what do we need to do? We need to increase temperature, or we need to increase chemistry, or we need to increase the mechanical force, right? We don't have the labor to implement the mechanical force. Well, then we need to either increase the chemistry concentration and exposure time, or even temperature to that problem. So all 4 of those factors I previously recommended need to work together in order to have a holistic cleaning program. Specifically for mechanical action, when we talk cleaning in the meat industry, in this in the meat space, we're basically talking a manual cleaning, or what we call COP, clean out of place cleaning, right? It's really easy. I say it's more simple in dairies because everything's in tubes, and you just put the cleaner in a big tank and you push it through at the right volume. You get your mechanical action through your vortex flow.
And that's clean in place.
Yeah, that's clean in place,
yep.
correct.
Yep.
So what we need to do, since we're talking environmental cleaning and surface cleaning, is mechanical action. Really, it is highly necessary. It's very time consuming, but it's one of the few ways that we can get into the nooks and crannies, and we can really address the soils on surfaces without high pressure water, right? That's the other thing we need to touch on. You mentioned water. High pressure water, while it does very good at removing soil from the point of contact, all it does is it just disperses it throughout the lab. So the current thinking is we don't recommend high pressure water. If we do, most plants that do it correctly will have high pressure water after the first rinse, and then they'll just turn off their pressurized water. Because if you think about it, that soil just goes to other parts in the plant, and you can take soil from a cutting board and put it on the ceiling. More importantly, you can take soil with high pressurized water from a drainer on the floor and put it right onto a food contact surface. So that's why we really don't like high pressure water. So without that, and you've seen it in plants too, right? They use the water broom, right? You don't want to get the squeegee out. You got this piece of trash, and you just see guys following it across the floor in the production area, just chasing it with water. And that's just a waste of water as well too. So without that, we need some sort of mechanical action. We need scrubs, we need brushes, and those need to be right, specified for a specific area. We don't, and why I'm saying that is because we don't want our brushes for drains, and we don't want to go over and clean food contact surfaces with them. We want them dedicated to each of the specific areas. And we could lead nicely into a nice discussion about sanitary design that we may or may not get to, but ultimately what we have to clean is what we have to clean. It might not be optimally designed, but hey, nothing really is ever. So we have to take what's in the plant and we have to clean it. And so with our eyes, we can use brushes, and we can get the places that are hard to access through cleaning, through the cleaning chemistry. And that's usually some of the ways that we can access the soil from surfaces. And that also might include breaking down of, belts. We'll pull belts off of the line, and we'll clean those separately, or we might have to disassemble a piece of equipment just to make sure that we can get to each part to where they're cleanable and accessible. And that's just done all manually. So talk about mechanical action. It's just like you said, elbow grease, or usually in the industry we joke it's EG 5000, right? Elbow grease 5000 is the product we recommend.
I love it.